Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you never miss out on an upload, and leave a comment below saying I subscribed and hello, and I'll always say hi back. With all of that said and done, let's jump into the video.
It's time to do.
We're back at Locals. We're here at Good Games and we're playing Toons in the tournament. I rebuilt the deck. I took out the Brave engine. It is optimal and it is technically correct, but I wanted to be not toxic, but I wanted to be a little bit more, I don't know, spontaneous, like less control the game state, more break the board, push for game, and that turns around and bites me in the butt real quick. So as expected, we're playing the new Resonators deck that came out. So everyone's jumped on that, which is really cool. It's good to see some variety at Locals. I'm not running any hand traps or interactions that interact with our opponent during their turn, so we just let them build a board. In hindsight, I think the adventure engine needs to go back in 100%. It just adds that level of security, which is pretty good. Yeah, I won't lie, the results from this tournament are horrid. There's 4 rounds. Round 3 we get the bye because we're X2, and then round 4 we lose to Cyber Dragons. In the first game, I'll talk more about it in the video, but I misplayed by summoning all my monsters in attack mode, which didn't really matter regardless because his Cyber Dragon had piercing and it was 11k, so it's much of a muchness. Game 2 we get up on him, and then game 3 we brick. Back to this game. He's building his board. He's got Dispatter and 2 different name synchro red hot archfiend thingamajigs, and some trap that does stuff. So we super poly his 2 synchros because they're different names into a Garura. Just double checking the Dispatter, just making sure I can pick my right targets. But I think, yeah, those 2 are the correct targets here. And we go into Garura, which shuts down his red hot archfiend lines, and the Dispatter can't do anything because he has no banish card, so we kaiju it. We give him Santa Claus. We love good old Santa Claus. I love this line because at the end phase, whoever controls Santa Claus draws a card. We're going to table of contents to search for the kingdom. We just grab, we grab bookmark and then we grab kingdom. I didn't dump the other 2 contents because I was worried about Droll or Ash. I thought he was holding out for it. We get the kingdom off, and then we comic hand the Santa Claus. Has to stay in defense mode. I didn't realize that. Comic hand and Change of Heart, stuff like that, really complex cards because you don't see them often. So unless you're across them, sometimes they catch you off guard. So we just end phase, draw a card, pass back to our opponent. And this Resonator deck actually has some go in it. No matter, like, because I thought I was doing quite well. I cleared his board, especially of his main monsters. And he used a lot of resources to build that board. And I thought, yeah, cool. We might have an opportunity here to generate some advantage and do some damage. But he just goes off and off and off, and he just goes and he builds another board. It's just crazy, man. Like, it's really good that this structure deck has given this archetype some support, because it's really cool that it just digs and digs and digs. It's going to be really weak to Droll and Nib, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the meta shifts with this, because this deck isn't something to laugh at. I think it's actually really, really cool, especially when the pilots get more experience and they learn how to better operate it. But as we can see, he's just building this board, he's going nuts. Realised he can't actually summon what he was thinking with those 2 synchro targets, so he's just having a bit of a think here. I'm just going to check something. So, Bigelow Boy Big Chief, this entire tournament is dedicated to you, my boy. He requested more Toon content, and I am doing my best to deliver. Unfortunately, I feel like I let him down hardcore tonight, but I think we will revise the deck. I would love with all my heart to hear in the comments some ideas and tips and tricks on how to improve the deck list, because I really want to win locals with it, so I can do a first place undefeated deck profile with Toons. That would just be sick. Yeah, so as you can see, look at his board. His board is just bonkers. He's got Dispatter, he's got 2 red Archfiend cards. He's just going off. We've got our judge here just answering a ruling question in regards to Comic Hand. So the ruling is, if you negate Comic Hand and it doesn't leave the field, the monster will return back to the original controller, which was my opponent. But then in the end phase, does it come back to my control? Or because Comic Hand has fallen off, it stays with the opponent. That was the challenge that we were trying to address. But we've identified that because it's only negated for the turn, Comic Hand will come live again, and then Santa Claus will come back into my control in the end phase. So again, we'd love to hear in the comments your thoughts on this. We did find a, I guess, translated official ruling from the OCG in regards to this, but if anyone else has some experience with this and has a hot take, we want to hear it. But that's game 1. It was a bit grindy. It did take the majority of the round, but he gets up on us. So we side here, and we're going to let him go first, I think. No, we're going to go first. We're going to go Contents, and we're going to go the Kingdom. Again, paranoid about Droll. Don't want to dump all those resources just to get Drolled and then be stuck. We're going to go into the Stone Legend, into the Red Eyes. Grab the Toon Dark Magician, dump a Red Eyes to grab the BLS. Big, strong Toon board. It's unreal. We love it. And we use Harpy Lady's effect to summon herself because we have Toon Kingdom. He Cosmics a Toon Kingdom because we're a goober. And now we're a sitting duck. And he is free to just go off. It's hard to watch, man. I do enjoy playing Toons. It's really fun. It's one of my favourite archetypes, if not the favourite. We need some support. Comment below what kind of support we'd like to see for Toons. That will improve our situation. At least make us tier 2, tier 1. That would be cool. A bit more competitive. That's all I want. I don't want Toons to be meta. That's not what I want. I just want Toons to be fun. I want to give people a hard time. I want to take some W's and be relevant. I want to get stomped on. It's not fun. My hands in my pocket. A top deck Super Poly. It's the end of the world. That's the game. We move on to round 2. X1. See you in the next one.